What's going on, people? Welcome back to Football Therapy and to your post-match presser of Chelsea 1, Manchester United 1. The most drawn fixture in Premier League history ends in another draw. We never friggin' beat Manchester United. We haven't beaten them at home since 2017. So now it's over. It'll be over 5 years now. And that was an Alvaro Morata header. We probably were the better team in the majority of this game. We'll talk about this tactical switch. We'll talk about the late goal, etc. But get the microphones up because it ain't all doom and gloom. The unbeaten run continues. And Ten Hag knows his team better than Graham Potter knows Chelsea. Here's the truth. And there are positives about this. Chukwuemeka, Brio, etc. Get your fucking mics down. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk about the game today. Please do drop a like to try and make me feel a little bit better about a result that ultimately does feel like a loss. Your likes help me, so why wouldn't you want to do that? And yes, please do consider subscribing. Ladies and gentlemen, we started with a back three formation against Manchester United at Stamford Bridge in the Premier League. They went with a 4-2-3-1. We had David De Gea in goal with Varane and Martinez as a centre-back partnership. The in-form Delo at right back and Luke Shaw at left back. There was a double pivot of Casemiro and Eriksen. And then there was Fernandes, Antony, Rashford, and Sancho. Sancho's been absolutely pony of late. Eriksen comes off, Casemiro comes on. McTominay comes on to join that pivot. Varane gets injured, Lindelof comes on, and Elanga and Fred also come on for Rashford and Sancho. So Chelsea start with a back three, a 3-4-3. Of course, we've got Kepa Arrizabalaga in goal, who's conceded his first goal in maybe like over 8.5 hours or something, right in stoppage time. I'm looking at the who scored graphic for data right now, and he got a high rating. I think was he Chelsea's highest rated player? I think he is at 7.1. Made a few saves, of course. He did a little whoopsie in the first half, and you cannot blame him for the goal at the end. I don't think he nearly gets nearly over the line. So Chelsea start with a back three with Cucurella in the left centre-back, Silva in the middle, and Chalobah continuing his unbeaten run as a Chelsea starter. He's yet to be defeated as a Chelsea starter, which is an extraordinary stat, though, of course, he would have much preferred to win this game, and indeed hit the crossbar himself on a set-piece. Right wing back, we had Azpilicueta. Left wing back, we had Chilwell. We had two midfielders in Loftus-Cheek and Jorginho starting the game with Mount in behind, or sort of supporting Aubameyang and Raheem Sterling. Now, we made 4 changes in this game, but the most notable was in the 36th minute, because the opening 35 minutes, we were getting battered from Manchester United. We couldn't retain the ball, we couldn't get anything off them, and props to Graham Potter for just being like, look, this isn't working, let's be assertive, I'm not going to try and wait the extra 10 minutes to half-time here, I'm going to make this change. He brings off Cucurella, of course, the left centre-back, so he's taking off a centre-back to make a back three, a back four, essentially, with the wing-backs turning into full-backs. He brings on, with the spare man, Mateo Kovacic, to join midfield, so now he's got 3 man in midfield. He also, an understated tactical change that maybe not everyone's realised is he put Mason Mount a little bit more on Casemiro. He set him on him a little bit more, which actually helped sort of neutralise United's game a little bit, but ultimately the extra man in midfield. And I think from there, pretty much for the rest of the game, yes, United had their moments, but after that profound dominance in the opening 35 minutes for United, I think Chelsea were probably the better team. We grew into the game, and then, there were changes. Fred came on for Sancho, was pony, if you ask me, in the 52nd minute in the second half. Chelsea looking good. We start the half very, very well. We may even hit the crossbar in that sort of in that set piece from Chalobah. And then Varane gets an injury. He looks like he was in tears. You don't want to see that. Victor Lindelof comes on. And then, Chelsea sort of apply a lot of dominance still. Around the 85th minute to 79th, we make 3 changes. Pulisic for Aubameyang. Many people would have said Pulisic should have started, including myself, though something I always do maintain is Pulisic plays really well off the bench. Maybe didn't get enough chance on the ball to demonstrate that today. And then we had pretty positive changes as well. Breuer for Sterling. We knew we'd probably see Breuer. And we saw Carney Chukwuemeka come on again. Graham Potter turning to the teenager to try and change the tide. He came on for Ruben Loftus-Cheek in the midfield. We'll talk about player performances in just a moment. Yeah, we go for it. We look pretty good, actually. We're probably the better team, all the way up to when Scott McTominay comes on for Eriksen, and of course wraps his arms around who is it? Armando Breuer, of course, the striker that's come on in the box, and he goes down because he's being bear hugged. You know, he literally can't get to the ball because he's being bear hugged. So therefore, you're going to go down, aren't you? I saw people like Mark Goldbridge saying that's never a penalty. Look, man, I'm certain most United fans would say that's a penalty. So I don't know what he's smoking. Jorginho converts the penalty in the 87th minute under immense pressure and a delay, and irate, angry Manchester United fans. So superb, and then that's the 87th minute. They start attacking, it goes into stoppage time, there's a little bit of handbags, Luke Shaw gets booked, Jorginho gets a tactical yellow from a tactical foul, which absolutely was the right decision. I'll take that all day from Jorginho, especially when he hasn't got the pace to keep up with Elanga. Just take him out, no problem with that. Gets into stoppage time. Luke Shaw assists an equaliser to Casemiro. Not a bad header, actually. It nearly doesn't go over the line, but I think it does by maybe like a millimetre or centimetre. The ball is touching the grass the other side of the line. I thought that the whole ball, like from a bird's eye view, needs to be over, which I wasn't sure it would have been. But whatever. It's one of those things. It's a last-minute winner. And look, man. Man United are a good side right now. They are. They're better than Tottenham. Of course, they beat Tottenham. And had we won, we would have gone above Tottenham, I think. But they're a good side, man. And this was like a relatively compelling game for some reasons, but it was pretty pragmatic. And yeah, like I said at the top of the video, that, Ten Hag knows his team a little bit better than Graham Potter. He's still learning. This game was sort of a little riddled in pragmatism and a little bit of narrative and a lot of needle, I think. So with that, we will have to look at it tactically about what could have been better. Like in that first 35 minutes, Jorginho was getting absolutely swamped, and I was like, this is not the game for him. When you've got the ball, this is the game for Jorginho. Right now, we don't have the ball. If we're going to play like on the transition, you got to get him off, I was thinking, but rather than take him off, we changed formation and put Kovacic on, which was absolutely the right decision from Graham Potter, and he deserves a shout out for that. Kepa in goal, I've got no qualms with. He made some good saves. He had a wobbly moment where he could have just let it go out, and he touches it, and he concedes a needless corner, and it sort of gave you echoes of perhaps bad Kepa. But you know what, man, who scores giving him the joint highest Chelsea rating at 7.1 alongside Jorginho, of course, convert the penalty. I think I'm very happy with Kepa still, no problems there. Chilwell, I think, was decent. Cucurella, I don't think was good. Of course, he didn't get subbed because he was really, really bad, but he got subbed for the formation change, and then we kept Chilwell on rather than Cucurella for the left back, and that was the right decision because Chilwell played better than Cucurella early doors. Silva was fine, maybe not his best. Chalobah was very good. He was very good. Trevor Chalobah is probably making Wesley Fofana think, hot dog, dude, I'm gonna, need to work my way back into this team. Chalobah doesn't lose when he starts for Chelsea. Literally. He literally doesn't lose when he starts for Chelsea. Aspi was fine, perhaps not his greatest, not his most scintillating in the final third, which he had been a little bit better. Loftus-Cheek was very good. He similarly got a very high rating on this Who Scored match graphic here. Loftus-Cheek, looks so much better in midfield than when he does at wing back. I think Graham Potter is learning that. And again, this is something important to say. These are things that Potter's going to need to learn about this Chelsea team, whereas Ten Hag will know, the situation with his Man United team a little bit more of an extended pre-season and, of course, the entirety of this season. Jorginho, dismal in the first 35 minutes, but then was much better when the formation suited him and he could become a sort of regista again. which is good, and of course ice cold for the penalty. I endorsed the tactical foul as well, so very happy with Jorginho. In the end, I like Mason Mount. I liked him squaring up to Martinez. I think he's had a good game. Of course, we would have preferred it if he got an assist or a goal again or something, but I think he was fine. Kovacic wasn't especially brilliant, but his presence of his profile type, like his midfielder type, just being there made the team better. But I don't think individually he was particularly magnificent. His presence was just important. Bright sparks from Chukwuemeka that comes on. Similarly, Breuer, he won the penalty, so you got to give him a shout out. And it's pretty neutral from Christian Pulisic. Didn't really get a chance to do much. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. Sterling, serviceable, but underwhelming still. Waiting for that bit of magic from Sterling to come back. Not awful, but made some important like combinations, impressed well. A little bit weak on the ball sometimes, but he's not a big boy, is he? And Aubameyang, he's been given a 6.5 rating here on WhoScored, which is quite high. I was actually quite disappointed from Aubameyang because, he was usually so instinctive and ice cold when finishing, and he had a couple of opportunities in this game which he didn't take, or he made the wrong decision in terms of how he tried to finish, which was what I thought pretty disappointing. But ultimately, an interesting game. They had way more shots than us. They had 13 to our 6 in total, so offensively they were better, but we did win the midfield battle once the formation changed. We had more dribbles and more corners than them. Probably should have done better on a corner. I think we won the penalty from a corner, I believe, so that's great. That's one. But it would be nice to maybe like convert a little bit more. And this is... I hate to sound like a broken record, but in terms of those more shots from United than when Chelsea and we're at home, this is something that Potter's going to have to learn and get better at. And although Potter's an innovative, exciting coach, he's still not synonymous throughout his career for being this like attacking coach. In fact, of course, Erik ten Hag is from, the school of total football and Ajax and Cruyff stuff, attacking football. We'll get there, I think, and we do have the capacity to score a lot of goals. And I'd rather a tactically sound coach than perhaps too much of a gung-ho. But yeah, make no bones about it, man. They're a good team, Manchester United, at the moment. Not the worst point in the world, but a very frustrating way to end the match. It feels rather needless. But in terms of the performance, I still have hope with this team. And there's plenty of positives to take from the Chelsea side that are much... I guess they're more undercooked than that United side. Let me know what you think, though. It's a frustrating way to finish. Still unbeaten under Potter, though. Every cloud, ladies and gentlemen. Transition season. Let's be real. We've not lost to United. We've just suffered a frustrating ending to a keenly contested game. All right, mate. Let me know what you think. Comment down below. Please drop a like. And, see you very soon. Peace.